Sophie has always had a kind heart, but her mother and brother do not see it as a virtue. They spent all of her tuition money to repay their father's gambling debt, and they constantly try to set her up with wealthy men to improve their situation. "Forget about school. Try and get a rich husband like the Simpsons' son," the mother said. "But I want to study and become a lawyer, Mom," Sophie replied. When Sophie refused to comply with their plans, they angrily kicked her out onto the street, leaving her alone, cold, and with nowhere to go. As she walked with her bag in search of the nearest shelter, she suddenly heard someone screaming for help. Rushing around the corner, Sophie saw an elderly woman being bullied. Angry and without a second thought for her own safety, Sophie stepped in front of the older woman and shouted, "Leave my grandmother alone!" She held up her cell phone and yelled, "If you don't, I'll call the police!" The man, frightened by her determination, ran off, abandoning the older woman's bag as they fled. Relieved and grateful, the elderly woman thanked Sophie and expressed her desire to reward her. However, Sophie declined while picking up the bag to return it to the woman. Just then, the older lady's son rushed onto the scene, shouting, "Mom! Mom! We've been looking for you for hours. Why did you leave your security?" The woman explained that she just wanted some time alone and apologized for causing them worry. She then turned to her son and recounted what Sophie had done. Filled with gratitude, he insisted that they must reward Sophie for her bravery. Upon noticing Sophie's bag, he asked where she was headed. Sophie shared her story, and they were saddened to hear about her situation. In appreciation for saving his mother, he offered to help her. "As a token of my appreciation, I will pay for your university course and boarding in full. I see that you're a respectable and proud young lady, so you can pay me back one day in the future." 5 years later, Sophie graduated from a prestigious law school with honors. Among the cheering crowd were the elderly woman and her son, who had welcomed Sophie into their family. Her mother and her brother were ashamed of how they had treated her. Sometimes what is meant for evil can turn out for good. Drop a heart if you agree.